Good afternoon and welcome to Phases the Next Level. I'm your host, Invalid Sunshine, and I'm excited to be here today to be speaking with my guest, Victoria Payne. We are here and we are going to be discussing weight loss, the emotions, the struggles, the journeys. And Tori, it kind of touches me to have you here because when I saw you over to BB's house, you were standing in the yard, and if you remember, I said, you look amazing.
Yes.
And I hadn't seen you, and so it inspired me. And I have to tell you that I'm struggling with my weight really,
I'm struggling too.
really bad.
Yes.
And like almost to a depression stage.
Oh yeah.
And so I think we go through that.
Yeah, we
And
do.
so I just wanna talk about it, and I wanna talk about your journey, and just maybe whatever you tell me can help me because I need help.
We all do.
I need
We
some
all
help.
It's a struggle.
Yeah,
It really
so
is.
it is a struggle. So my first question is, prior to you coming to what you are today, so what were your struggles? What did you struggle with, and why do you feel? Because for me, Tori, I always thought that you were comfortable in your skin.
No, never. I never have been.
You see what I'm saying? And people
It's-
may think that about me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I'm not.
I'm not.
Okay.
I've always been heavy my whole life, even
Right.
as a child. So I mean, just growing up with that, it's really hard when you're different than everybody else.
Right.
You know? But I just had to learn to really just love me. That's the first step. People think that's cliche, but that is so the truth. You have to love the skin you're in.
It is the truth. And you know what? And I'm a Christian girl. I am a child of God, and so God made us who we are.
Yeah.
And I don't think that He made mistakes. I just feel like that He does gives us options.
Yeah.
And so for me, this is the biggest I've ever been in my life. And I'm struggling.
Yeah.
And I'm always told, well, yeah, if you're struggling, then do something about it.
But it's not always that easy.
Right. How difficult was it for you to get to where you are today?
It took me my whole life to get here because I've been heavy my whole life, and it just came to a point where I want better for me.
I think you have to want that.
You have to love yourself, and it becomes a point where it's just like, I'm doing this because I want to be healthy,
Right.
not because I want to be skinny, but because I want to be here for the people that love me.
That's right. And I get that because I had my children at an older age, and so I still have young kids.
Yeah.
And I want to be here for my children, and I want to be energetic with them.
Yes.
And Tori, but I say that so easily, but why is it not easy for me to just
Because we're not perfect.
right, to make up the mind?
You know, and that's one thing that I had to realize is that God made us, but we are not perfect.
That's right.
You know, and there's so much temptation. There's so much out here to deter you from what you're doing that it's not easy.
Distraction
Distraction
exactly.
is just like, if you have a setback, just take it as that and pick up and keep going.
Right.
You know, don't beat yourself up. Okay, I didn't eat right today. That's today. Tomorrow's another day.
I love that. I love that because, I'll get on this mission, like right here, out here in my sunroom, I have a treadmill and it sits there.
Oh, I have a gym membership. I had one for a year. Never even went to the place.
Never went there, paying for it.
Paying for it.
And
Yeah.
never gone there.
Never gone there.
And I don't think, Tori, it's not just me and you.
It's everyone.
It's women. I'm not going to say it's not men. It's just that in my circle
Women
of people,
tend to be more insecure about their
right.
bodies.
That's what I was going to say. My circle of people, the men that are in my circle, like, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't.
It's
They
like,
okay.
and most men are like, I'm good how I
Their stomach's
am.
big. They don't
They don't
care.
care.
Yeah.
So but the women in my life, and I'm talking about friends, family,
Yeah.
struggle, and you see these skinny people,
And you want to look
you
like
want to
that.
look at, but for me, it's that I don't want to look like that, like them. I want to be who I am, but I want to feel good about me.
Exactly.
I've stopped shopping. I don't shop for clothes because
I go online. You know that, and I've done that for years, and I didn't realize that was a part of the depression until now. You know, I'm just like, I just shop online.
It's part of the depression because, I was doing some research and people withdraw.
Yeah,
Like
I've always been so to myself.
Yeah.
You know, it took me time to really realize that because that's been my whole life.
And it's crazy. I've known you your whole life.
Yeah,
Of
and
course,
it's just
you're
like
my cousin.
Right.
But for me, when I would see you, you're smiling, you're so sweet, you're happy, you look cute, you wear cute clothes, your face is beautiful, and I never knew that you struggled with that. I thought that you were comfortable in your skin.
I think now, being a bigger woman is more in style, so it's a lot easier to be more comfortable now. But growing
True.
up, it was never comfortable.
Yeah. So let's go to growing up. When you were coming up, because you said you've been big all your life, were you teased?
Oh yeah, all the time, especially in school. But my family was always good.
Yeah.
It never made me feel different.
Right.
So I think that's why I didn't realize that I really had a problem, because they all accepted.
Because everybody embraced you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody-
because that's right. You
the-
were
no-
to us. You, Tori. You're ours,
Yeah.
and so it didn't matter. And your mom, you have an amazing mother
Yeah,
that
exactly.
was like, "You're mine, and you are beautiful."
Yes.
And we get into that mode. Like, I have to share my story. My mom is like, she doesn't want to hurt my feelings, and so she's scared about saying the wrong things about how big I've gotten, and so she's like, well, why don't you try? Real sweet.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that, because people don't know that when you're bigger than you feel like you need to be,
I've always been bigger.
that things people say can crush you.
And those are the things that you remember.
That's, oh
You-
my gosh.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
my
I had this
gosh.
conversation, growing up, people have said things, and I can remember every last person who ever said something.
That said something about-
really hurt me. Yeah.
That is the truth. That's why I say that you gotta treat people with kindness everywhere you go. You don't know
No.
what they're going through.
You don't, and you don't know how a person will react. Some people, that may not hurt their feelings. That might crush somebody else's day.
It might crush their world. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I try to walk in that and try to treat, I don't care who it is, try
Yeah,
to treat
to
them nice.
everybody.
And because you know what? I wanted to come back to me too.
Exactly.
So what did you do to get here? What was your journey? Okay, so you said that health-wise and you wanted to do it for you, but what are the steps that you took to get to where you are?
I really just started watching my portions. It's a journey, because I've never dieted. I've never eaten right. I've always ate
hard.
what I wanted when I wanted. So this is a journey. So I just really just started watching my portion sizes. And once I started to see results with that, then I'll take it a step further.
People do. They say, well, Marva, you don't have to just not eat stuff. You don't have to
No,
starve
it's
yourself. And
moderation.
in my research, it says you do not starve to lose weight.
You don't.
It's what you eat and how much you eat.
How much you eat of it. And also is knowing that you're not the same as everybody else.
That's
so
right.
you cannot, you see this person as a vegan. That might work for them. That may not really work for you.
That's right.
But just as long as you find something that works for you and gets you to your goal,
Right.
that's all that matters.
Right. Right. So what works for one doesn't work for the
all.
other.
No.
But I do believe that you have to eat better and you have to move more.
You do have to move.
I've been working in an office setting like all my
Me
career,
too.
and I just sit at a desk and that's what I do, and I find myself working,
Oh yeah, snacking.
and then I end up like this, right?
Yeah.
And then I get depressed about it. So I like what you said. We have to love ourselves more. We are our worst critics.
We are.
And so what I think is beautiful, Tori might not think that.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and I think that's a lot of our struggle. Some people eat out of depression. Some people eat because it's a good day. I'm happy. I'm eating. And so, what would you tell someone that's going through the struggle? Because this has been a lifelong thing for you. What would you tell
have
somebody?
to really know yourself and be honest too with yourself. Do not lie to yourself about the person that you are, and learn how to counteract those triggers.
That's right.
I know for me, depression, if I'm worked up about something, so I try to find something else to do, or I'll eat carrots. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Something it's a healthy thing that I can eat a lot of.
That's good.
It's just you have to be honest with yourself.
I think-
and know you, yeah. You have to know you.
I think honesty is the truth, because sometimes, and I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I've been in groups say we're gonna lose weight, and this is what we're gonna do, but at home you need to be doing these things too. And I can tell them anything.
Yeah.
But I'm really lying to myself.
Yes.
It shows. So honesty is huge.
Honesty is huge.
It's huge.
Yes.
You have to be honest with
You have
who
to hold
you are.
yourself accountable too.
That's right. Because even I had an accountability partner, Tori. and I could tell her whatever. Long as I was telling her what she wanted to hear,
It's okay.
it's okay.
But then you're still not getting the results.
So I'm not hurting her.
You're hurting you.
I'm hurting myself. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done it in a group setting too, and I found myself being really honest with those ladies. I'm like, I'm not going home doing none of this stuff. I'm only doing it at work.
Right.
So this is just the work
That's
day. Yeah.
That's good for you because I was like, okay, I'm in. You
Yeah.
know, I'm telling them I'm in. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I was in too, and I was like, oh, this is rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make it.
Some people also they say exercising a lot, you know, and they tell me to do it in a group setting. For me, I'm like a loner.
Me too.
Because I want to put my earplugs in. If I'm gonna walk, I want to listen to my music. It's usually my gospel music, singing loud to myself and walking by
And that's
myself.
my thinking time too.
And that's your thinking time. That's your processing time. But a lot of people do it in groups, and that works for you. I feel like the point of weight loss is that you have to find what you said, something that works for you. Everything that works for everybody is not
gonna work
for
for
that
you.
person. Not going to work for everybody. And age has a lot to do with it.
yeah.
I'm older. Used to when I said I'm gonna lose weight, I would lose weight. And now it's like I don't even see a pound coming off.
Yeah.
But you have to be patient. I
That's
think
another
patience
thing.
is
You
another
have to
thing.
be patient with yourself too. I mean, it's a process. You didn't gain it overnight. You're not gonna lose it overnight.
That's right.
You know,
That's
and as
right.
long as you just steady and slow. I mean, if that's what you have to do to accomplish it, that's fine.
Yeah. And I have to be honest, I've tried a fat doctor
I have to.
and it worked.
It
It
works
worked in the
temporarily.
moment. It
In the
worked in the
moment,
moment. And you know, my mom was saying, Marva, you know, if you do that and then you don't continue that lifestyle, then you gain it back double. Look at me, you know, and I have. And so then I said, okay, then that's not what I'm going to do. People also go to, they refer to surgeries. Have you ever thought about surgery?
I have thought about. I've even had my doctor recommend it to me, but I'm against surgeries unless you
I'm
need
against
them.
surgery.
You know, I'm just against it, and I feel like it has to be a lifestyle change. It's not
Not
just
a quick
lose-
fix.
It's not a quick fix. I've been gaining this weight for years.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's gonna take me some time.
Yeah. Weight loss is a lifestyle change,
Change.
literally. It's like you wake up and get dressed in the morning. That's what a lifestyle change is. And so that
is.
becomes a part of your life.
And it is hard to break those habits once you've had that.
Habits.
Yeah.
Habits. I was doing some research and I also saw some non-surgical options which were really interesting. I didn't know about a medical nutrition therapist, and so I guess that's someone that you go and they help you with your diet plan.
Yes.
And then also what I found was an exercise program with an exercise physiologist. So I guess that's just a big word to get a trainer.
Yeah.
And I think they work. I just haven't, like, I didn't want to spend no money on a trainer.
My thing, I've had a
But
trainer.
is it worth it?
It
you
just
know?
depends. For me, I think.
Or is it your commitment?
It's your commitment, and my brother actually told me this. He said it is not motivation; it is discipline.
Discipline.
It is not
Discipline.
motivation that gets you up to work out. It's discipline. It has to be no matter what your day is like.
Right.
That's happening.
Right.
You know.
So what are you doing today? Are you still in that mode of eating portions and you're still that self-control?
Still doing the, and I mean, I have days where I do bad. I have weeks where I
Yeah.
may do bad.
Gosh. And
But-
looking this good.
But it's just like
Story.
I don't beat myself up. I'm like, okay, I had a bad week. That's okay.
It's okay.
Next
You
week,
have to accept that, right?
You do. You have to.
As a woman, we are so dramatic, I think.
We are
sometimes.
very.
And so we beat ourselves up. Like, I have a problem with Pepsi. Like, for real, Tori. Like an addict.
That's what I tell people. My mom loves pop, so that's what I grew up on.
Yes.
I don't like water at
Yeah.
all. You know,
And that's what we need.
and that's what we need. And
we
that is
dry out so much.
much.
And then all that sugar from the Pepsi. And we know it.
And I can feel the changes in my lips and my body. You know,
Yes.
just when I haven't had water.
This is how bad it is. If it's a pretty day outside, I'll be right back. I'm going to run around the store and get a Pepsi with
Pepsi.
lots of ice.
And see, for me, since it was a habit, I had to take it in spurts. I started just not drinking pop, just drinking juice. I did that for
Okay.
a year.
Do you drink water now?
I do now.
Really?
I do.
So my cousin in Kansas City, Cynthia. Oops, I'm sorry, Cynthia, for mentioning her name here, but she doesn't care. She didn't drink water. Like you couldn't get her to drink
Yeah,
water.
that's not my thing.
And she finally got there. I think it's a mind thing.
It is a mind thing, and it's all about every day you have to make that choice.
Right.
You know,
right.
every day I wake up, I have to make that choice. I'm not drinking juice, I'm drinking water.
See?
It has to be a reminder every time I go get something to drink, get water. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think that your definite mind made up is what's going to get it. You got to have a definite made up mind to get there. And I'm working on it. So since I seen you over there that day, I've been walking.
Good.
And so I have used the treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have been walking. Now, have I missed? Absolutely. I've missed a couple of days. We even have a tunnel at work that we can walk freely forever.
I
have I can go to my gym at work for free.
Yeah.
Tori.
Me too.
And so what I've decided, isn't that horrible?
That's horrible.
But then we get depressed because we're big.
Because we're big.
Yeah. But I think for us, our family history,
Oh yes.
that we
has a
need
lot.
to be mindful
A mindful, yes.
for what we do to our bodies because
Exactly.
we got diabetes.
Yeah,
We
I'm a diabetic.
Yeah, see?
And that was
And it's
one
hereditary in
that's
our
one of the
family.
things that started me to wanting to lose weight.
Really.
Mhm.
And my dad was, and I saw how he suffered. I mean, that
Yes.
was that's diabetes is nothing to
It's not
play
it's
with.
not a joke.
And so we don't want to get to the point, but it can be controlled
It can.
if we're disciplined.
If we're disciplined. Yeah.
And so I guess what I would say is that if you would keep me accountable,
Oh yes, absolutely.
call me,
I will.
pray for me,
I will.
pray for you, and we're gonna do this
We're gonna
together.
do it. And
I mean, I know
it's
you don't
just-
live in town, but it's all the social media.
I remember when Auntie had to work out. That's how me and her used to do it. We kept each other accountable.
Yes.
Over the phone.
And I think it works.
It worked.
But it only works if we both have our minds made
You
up.
have to have your mind, and you just cannot get discouraged. Because that's my biggest thing is that I look at where I'm at and where I want to be, and that just discourages
Do
me.
you mind saying how much you've lost so far?
So far, I've lost 55 pounds.
55 pounds.
I
That's
just
a
weighed.
big deal.
I just weighed the other day, because that's another thing that I really just don't do all the time. I don't weigh.
Congratulations.
So yeah,
55 pounds
55
is a big
pounds.
deal for you.
yes, it
It's
is.
huge.
It's huge.
It's
I've
huge.
noticed the
So
difference.
congratulations on
Yes.
that. My problem was when I was trying to lose weight, I would get on that scale every morning.
Don't do that to yourself.
Every single morning, and like it would say a pound loss, and then the next day it would say that I gained that pound back. Then it'd say I lost, and that drove me crazy. Like every single day on the scale.
And
so
that's just like, and when you put it in your mind that you're doing it for a healthy reason, that scale doesn't matter. That scale doesn't matter at all. You know what I'm saying?
Makes
as long
sense.
as you know that you're getting up and you are doing what you're supposed to do, losing the weight is just part of the good part.
Yeah.
You know, that's
That's
the
your
result.
reward,
That's your
actually.
reward. You know.
So,
but
let's-
feeling better is the point.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about rewards, because people say, okay, well then they get you motivated to do this, right? And they say, okay, well then when you lose 5 pounds, reward yourself. If I reward myself, I'm gonna reward myself with a Pepsi, and guess what? I'm never going back to what got me to losing 5 pounds. So what are other options that you can give to reward yourself instead of the stuff that got you where you are?
I don't really just reward myself with certain milestones. I just reward myself when I feel like it, and that
Okay.
helps me to stay on track.
So then really you don't have to, you're not holding yourself to a certain standard.
No.
If I lose this, then I can reward myself. But if I don't, I can't. So if you feel like you need to reward yourself, then you're gonna do it.
Yeah, because
That makes so
I
much
think
sense.
that's what really makes the dieting part so hard, is when you try to restrict yourself from everything you're used to having all the time.
Yeah.
You're gonna fail.
You're gonna fail.
You're going to fail. So it's just like, okay, don't have a Pepsi every day, but have one every now and then. One every now and then, that's not gonna hurt you.
Right.
But don't just be like, oh, I'm gonna have a Pepsi when you feel like it. Well, okay, I'm gonna have a Pepsi today, but I won't have one. The
And
rest.
next,
of
yeah.
Mhm.
So what I try to do is I try to go cold turkey. I try to say I'm not having Pepsi and no sweets, period.
That never works for me. I've tried that too. Cold turkey, I will never last that way.
You don't last.
Because it's like I've been eating this way my whole life.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not gonna give it up in one day.
Mhm.
No, it has to be a progression.
I think what you're doing, Tori, obviously it's working. You lost 55 pounds. And so that's why, I mean, you never know who's watching you and
Yeah.
who you can make an impression upon.
Yes, of
and
course.
I promise you when I saw you, I got back in my truck and I was like, yeah. I got to do this. And so I started walking, but now I need to get my exercise together with my diet because I'm not eating right
And
at
see,
all.
for me, is I can't do both at the same time. Some people can. To me, that's too much pressure. If I try to do those, I'm not gonna win either way. So for me, it was part of trying to get my diet together. And now that I feel like that's in a good place, I've started to exercise more.
Oh gosh, well, I think you got it figured out. And I wish you all the luck in the world. You know I love you.
I love you too.
And I think you're so pretty.
Thank you.
And so you just keep going. And I think if we can hold each other accountable, and if anything we can do, one thing you want to say to anybody out here listening, because this goes out to whoever, we don't know. What would you give them to get them started, Tori?
It's to value yourself. People say that is cliche, but that is so true. You have to love yourself and feel like you deserve more.
Unconditionally. And I think it's not even just with weight loss. I
It's
think
with everything
that's
in
with
life.
everything in
That
life.
ties into weight loss and to everything.
To everything. It doesn't matter if you don't love yourself. Who's going to love you?
Exactly.
Right. So again, thank you for coming.
No
You
problem.
guys, thank you for being here. We have had a great afternoon, a good conversation. And again, Tori, you have helped me tremendously. And this is just the beginning. And
Yes.
I can't wait. Maybe we come back in a year and see where both of us
where
are.
both of
Would
us
you
are.
agree to do
Oh,
that?
yes, I
Okay,
would.
well, let's work on that. And then in a year, let's see where we are.
Yes.
All right, I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a good rest of the day. Say your prayers. God bless you. See you soon.